أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الله الكريم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. I greet you here from the Imran Hosein Center, Andalusia, with another lecture on artificial intelligence and spirituality. And we have already proceeded in this topic, and because I see teacher Imran Hosein in the last days kind of upset, and he have make some announcement and informed us that take care. Today the topic was fake caravans. It's normal. I commented to him what is my view on it, but I want to go to the some days ago. He had this two passages. The lecture video was called Two Passages, and Imran Hosein was pointing to two ayats in the Quran which have then changed his work, his life, his approach to the thing, and let him then, what I can also by practical experience say now, engage in the topic in reality. He had accumulated a huge amount of knowledge and had also discovered and unveiled a lot of realities until this very moment. And then when the realization came about these two ayats, that they function as a guideline, as a code. The first is that there is a need to recite the Quran the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or the angel Gabriel alayhi salam is reciting it to the Prophet, and then we need to recite it exactly in this way. And we have not to recite it in another way. That is the indication of the first ayat, what he highlighted. And then the famous Qasam in Surah Al-Waqi'ah, which then is for me the same. When I 2 years or 2.5 years ago, I concentrated in this topic, and I discovered then in myself some things, that because I reached a point where I accumulated a lot of knowledge, and I had made years of research, and I started to get quite confused, and the thing started to bore me in the sense that I cannot process all this information, what I was carrying, and I had it, and it's also very nice to know all these things, but me as a German, if I know something, I want also then try to make a use of it, and practice the thing maybe then, or build something, or measure something, or write something, whatever. The thing what I have learned then so difficult and took a lot of time, I want then to make a use of it. So it happened to me that in this time I had also another conflict in myself about my former teacher, who's my teacher also of blessed memory, MAULANA Sheikh ABDUL Rahimullah. That there was an interview which I heard. I read it in a recorded booklet, about the interview which was done with him, and MAULANA Sheikh Nazim was asked, who is really the Sheikh? Because that is a crucial question, and also within who know a little bit the Naqshbandi scene, who is the Sheikh? We give it to the Sheikh, and many things, which are higher spiritual, and a person who, like me, cannot go deep in spirituality. He needs a common or a simple understanding, and I was all the time asking me also this question, how I can have this spiritual connection with the Sheikh, or how it is really working, how can I benefit or can have access to be sure that I am connected to the thing. What is the guarantee that I see it anytime I like? Like I understand the mathematical formula, and when I use the mathematical formula, I'm sure and I can prove to myself I know the thing. And I can process, and I can continue, and maybe I can even develop, in my field then, So it happened, they asked him, who is really the Sheikh? Explain it to us. And then Sheikh Nazim, he gave a short answer. Yeah? He said, the one who understands who is the Sheikh, he is his own Sheikh. Yeah? That was the short answer. And for me, then, already it was clear that the man, he said the truth. He explained something. Maybe he said it in a way is not directly clear to understand, but for somebody who think, yeah, and we Muslims, we are asked to think not only by Sheikh Imran, also by the Qur'an frequently, all the time, yeah, and maybe Sheikh Imran, he have put stress on the topic, yeah, and reminded us that it is maybe now that we should really start to think when it is then said all the time, because we read the Qur'an, we find it like we look in the star sky, we find it beautiful, we listen to a fantastic tashweed, yeah, it goes to your heart, the sweet voice of the Qari, but have you really benefited of the Qur'an in the sense it was given and what it was meant for you, yeah, so I was satisfied with the answer of Sheikh Nazim in a sense that I say, yes, now I know I can be my own Sheikh. Yeah, I'm there what I was convinced that Islam is the right thing for me because I'm on my own with God. Yeah? That was disturbing me in the church, that I wanted to be with Jesus, but I need somebody to be between me and Jesus. Yeah? I need to approach Jesus through the priest. I can not meet Jesus by myself. Yeah, that was a problem to me. And Islam offered to me then from the beginning the possibility to be in a direct, active process with God, yeah, by approaching through ritual washings or by practical prayers, yeah, by special fasting rituals. So there was suddenly a routine, yeah, and as a German, I like a routine. We like routines, yeah, because we feel safe when we can follow routines, and then by following the routines, we are sure that when we keep to the rules and we manage the thing good, yeah, we can success in our routine. And then day by day by day, we build a good life, yeah, by following routines, yeah, which then can also be developed, polished, yeah, making more simple, making more detailed, whatever. Yeah, that I was happy, yeah, that Sheikh Nazim, he offered me now also the possibility to be my own Sheikh. Yeah? That means all these things what I've learned from him now, it depends now again on myself. I'm practicing it, then I'm gaining. Yeah? And I can practice it by myself. Yeah? Nobody will say to me, you must do, you must do, you must. Yes, I must look at somebody in order to see how it is working. Yeah? But then I have to try by myself until, yeah, the breakdancer. Let us take the breakdancer. The breakdancer, everybody looked at the breakdancer, he feel by himself happy. Wow, how they are moving, how they are moving. But when you want to be a breakdancer by yourself, first you find a good breakdancer. He show you how to do the moves, yeah, and he train you also how to straighten your body or to stretch and this not to hurt yourself. And then you're practicing. One day the people look at you and start to feel happy and ask to be like you then. Yeah, so then you have been your own Sheikh in breakdance. Yeah, because you practice the thing, yeah, you followed rules, you respected rules, yeah, you underwent yourself routine until you went to be a master. Yeah, so then the next thing is there was a identification conflict in myself, yeah, because I was Muslim, yeah, I was before a Roman Catholic Christian, then I entered Islam and I was a Muslim then, yeah, then I started to be then with Tariqat Naqshbandiya, to be a Sufi, yeah, and yeah, on one side it was nice to say I'm Naqshbandi, but I was feeling myself, I'm saying I'm now something different than a Muslim. Also, if it's not, I don't want to say Naqshbandis are not Muslim, not understand like this, but I felt I'm not saying again only I'm Muslim. So that disturbed me because I felt I start to be another thing again. So, and I didn't find the connection to the history, the Prophet's example, or this. But I know they are doing what the Prophet is doing. Yeah, even in some scholars, yeah, they say he take care of the people who practice the Sunnah of the Prophet like these people. Take care to speak about them. Yeah, maybe it was Sheikh Qadawi, I think, or who says this, yeah, when they ask him, say to, huh? Ali Guma. Ali Guma, he gives this comment, yeah, they ask him, is Sheikh Nazim on the right way, is he misguided? And Ali Guma, yeah, he say, take care on a person who practices the sunnah of the Prophet like this. You cannot just randomly speak about them. It's not possible, yeah. So he gave an idea, yeah, to exercise patience and respect, yeah, and maybe to watch a little bit closer on the people than just pointing a finger and judging. Yeah, that's not fair, and it's not our way. Yeah, we are thinkers, yeah, and we follow the example of Musa alayhi salam. When he see even the most worst things, yeah, then he will keep quiet and patient. Musa alayhi salam, he didn't keep very long patient, but we are asked to keep the patience in order then to extract more and more truths of situation which appears in our front of our eye. Even if we not understand, is this haram, halal, this is not our problem. Yeah? We must not care for this. We must wait to get access to truth by observing. Yeah? We are asked by God to extract truth by observing patiently. Yeah? Not to engage with our vocal abilities, yeah, to judge or to name things. That is not our duty. So this crisis, identity of crisis, yeah, to be Naqshbandi, it was a little bit working in my back. It was not a bad thing, but if you meet people, yeah, Muslims, other people who did not have a heart for this Sufi movement, and so, then you are direct in a discuss, yeah. Imran Hosein, my teacher, and now I follow his advice and his example. Yeah, he said on this topic that he is not a Sufi, simply out of the reason because he not want to engage in explanation about practices or views which cannot be easily explained by our available sources of truth. So that was his explanation without judging anybody, but he put himself on this position in order to not waste his time just, yeah, because he say, I am Muslim, I want just to teach the subject, that's why I call myself a Muslim. I'm not a Sheikh, I'm not this, but he say one thing very clear, he say, who want to call himself my student, he must do what I am doing. And that is a simple thing, yeah, and it's also not, yeah, it's easy, yeah, you just, if you want to be his student, then try to engage in this praxis, yeah, and I want also to help to let the people a little bit understand, yeah, what is the value or the indication or maybe the importance, yeah, of this thing. So I was then happy when I saw a video of my teacher, MAULANA Sheikh Nazim Adil al-Hakami, when he was discussing this topic with the audience, yeah, his son-in-law Hisham Kabadi was sitting down beside him, and he said, when they ask you, are you Naqshbandi, then you should respond, no, you are Muslim. Yeah, and then he say, you are Muslim Rabbani. Yeah. Then when I heard it, I say again, it's again an additional title. Yeah, but okay, then I went and searched what does he mean. Muslim, Rabbani, then I discovered that a Rabbani is a character. Yeah, it's a character, it's somebody who practices things. Yeah, and the Rabbani, a Muslim who is Rabbani, he is described in the Qur'an, and he is then to be identified by 10 things which you will find in a person who call himself Rabbani. Yeah, so then the points are in the Qur'an, and they are then, I will just read them down in order to know then why I call myself Muslim Rabbani, as my teacher, Sheikh Nazim Adil al-Hakami Rahimullah, have taught me. Yeah, I'm Muslim Rabbani. Yeah, and Rabbani means to learn the book, to teach the book. Yeah, we speak about the Quran when we say the book. Yeah, studying the book and other sciences, supporting the religion, sabr when facing ibtila, so when facing hardships or trials. Yeah, application of the jurisprudence, yeah, so observing that you are really doing the things seriously, yeah, and apply the law, yeah, and do the things correct, yeah. Then preserving the authenticity of the book of Allah, yeah, that I think is one of the crucial points, yeah, and Allah bless Sheikh Imran, he is teaching to do it, yeah, obviously. Revealing and witnessing the religion, forbidding sinful speech, the people who insult with bad names, yeah, today is a video, yeah, fake caravans, yeah, why you are insulting a person who tried to speak the truth, ask yourself, yeah, and then the last, forbidding consuming illicit gains, yeah, so riba, yeah, Sheikh Imran is well known, yeah, with his opinion about riba, and he have enough books and explains the topic very good and clear to understand. So that is then somebody, when you find then yourself, at least with a niyyah, yeah, to reach these 10 characteristics in your life, yeah, and then people maybe recognize you as it, then you have reached, yeah, the character of Rabbani, and then, yeah, you are somebody like Sheikh Imran, I would say, who is, yeah, clearly representing all these 10 points. So, and for this, that was just now my introduction. Why then I then get this hard feeling when Imran Hosein 2 years ago, he started intensively or more intense to lecture about this qasam, yeah. فَلَا أُقْسِمُ بِمَا وَاقِعِ النُّجُومِ وَإِنَّهُ لَقَسَمٌ لَوْ تَعْلَمُونَ عَظِيمٌ. So this qasam of Allah, where he swear by the stars, the position of the stars in which they are located, yeah, and it is the biggest swear for us which we find then. I was then called to myself, and I suddenly, yeah, I started to understand myself, how I'm functioning, yeah, because I was able to draw parallels to a technical subject which I was busy. It was video editing. I'm sorry. And I found in myself what I was studying, that there is direct parallels, yeah, to what Imran Hosein is then all the time in this time explaining. And it tempted me to write this text, to write this text, and I want to read this text. I have, yeah, a little bit more than 2 years ago, I wrote it down. That was my first inspiration on what Imran Hosein was teaching about this qasam and these 2 ayats in the Qur'an, yeah, and that was for me the beginning. And as for him, yeah, it was for me the crucial change, yeah, to realize this understanding for myself, yeah. I don't know if anybody, he can also picture or have the same vision like me, but I try just to share it with you, to have a reference, yeah, and you have to find in yourself this kind of pattern of understanding, find it in your own understanding in yourself, and then the reality of this ayat will then appear in you by practicing the Qur'an. Yeah, because you understand now why you are reciting daily the Qur'an. Yeah, because you need to, in order that the pictures which you collect in your own sky, yeah, which is then decorated with single stars, which build then in yourself, and you close the eye, your canopy, and where you then in your own sky can find patterns and roads and whatever, and in order to have a light inside yourself, yeah, and a guide, yeah, because somebody, a navigator on a ship, he need a guide, yeah, he need again a technical order, yeah, so that is the technical order in order to read your own sky star picture in yourself, yeah, and that is a universal code for all the creation, yeah, one code for all the creation, for every single individual, in order to see himself, how Allah then meant him to be created. Yeah, and that will then reflect your individual expression of Allah, what He meant to create you. And you will suddenly bring it out. Yeah? Like, I didn't expect that I'm able today to explain these things to you, but that by activating this code in me, then the things started to come out like this. Yeah. So then let me then read this text to you now, yeah, and then we try to go and based on this and get deeper and deeper in this. Yeah. So I'm calling the subject "Learn to Use the Master." Yeah, and it is a thought about thinking. Yeah. So the faculty of thinking should eventually lift the human being up every living creature. Yeah, that is the difference. Yeah, we are thinking. Why then it is that in times where science and knowledge have reached the supposed peak and experts are drawing models of perfect life situations for mankind, that we are actually and in reality at the brink of a collapse and of the existing system of which we are all part, no matter where we are and no matter who we are. Yeah? So, it is a nice thing to give advice at hand, and who like it is invited to think about and maybe make a self-experiment by trying new ways of thinking. I want to contribute to this with an example in order to reach a practical approach to oneself. Yeah, so the thing is that I explain to you now what I have done when I heard it, what I tried. Yeah, I tried something in myself because it caused in me a picture, and I want to say, is it really like this? And then I tried it. That I want to explain it to you, to try them by yourself. Yeah? I think this is a big key point in all mental activities, especially when it comes to the situation that we have schooling situations. Yeah? We are all master. Once we have cut out ourselves of the care of our parents, in a sense of mental dependence, some people never reach this point of cutting oneself of the mental dependence of those who were raising them. Some people even not have this care and mental dependence on something or somebody. In some place they say that your mental dependence on somebody or something has influence on what you believe when you reach maturity. Anyway, it will happen eventually in some people's life that they will feel a certain want and need of higher understanding of life and creation. And more, some people will out of this want and need start to research and find out new things that they did not expect, but they had before the feeling that there is something which needs to be discovered. And after reaching new understanding, one will form a new picture of life inside and start to act according to his new inner feelings, which will by continuous practice and research grow to a complete world, and inside is forming then the horizon of new understanding. Yeah, if you continue to penetrate in this your inner world, so you penetrate in your own inner world which you formed in you, and you respect the rules of nature and of course also of spiritual nature, you will experience a transformation into your own reality. You transform into your own reality. Yeah? And this is happening by continuous thinking. Yeah? At a point, your inner world will reflect in your appearance, and you will feel the need to share then your inner views with those around you. Yeah? Because you feel, I need to tell you something, or because I discovered something, nobody speaks about it. Yeah? So, this can lead to the reality that some people lead others, because our nature needs leadership, and it produces leadership. A great danger arises from this fact. Today we are lucky that we are witnessing a big test to our leaderships worldwide, and we can now estimate that if you take out the rules of the spirituality and therefore the moral aspect of leading out, you will end up in a disaster. No matter how strong you are, how rich you are, and how many knowledge you may possess. Yeah? So, some people look in the night sky and then they see the stars. And they get the feeling that it is so beautiful and what they see. Yeah? And one will realize his weakness and his small size. Yeah? But there are then some people who beget themselves in a boat in the sea, and in the night they will look then at that same sky, yeah, and they see a lot of stars, and they will use a method of measurement and connect the positions of the stars in which they are located. They will produce a course or a route, and they will follow to reach their destination. And meeting storms and good weather, by the grace of God, they will reach the safe haven which they were heading to. You are creator and you are master. Your life is recorded in detail. Your eyes have a resolution. No computer in this world can calculate such enormous amounts of data with such a speed like your eye, which is giving high resolution data, continuous flow in your brain memory, and every single picture is saved in a hard disk, which is your brain. The first problem in any kind of measurement is that you need a point of reference. The next point is that you need a method or a formula to process your data, which you gain by measuring. Now you will produce something which is a result of applying the collected data by a certain formula. Best example is the mathematical calculation, which is also then the core secret of the technical device called computer. So, when you sit down with yourself and you get a view of your inner images which are running in front of your inner self, you may wonder about your own life and what you have seen. Every single picture in your brain memory is like a star in the sky. It is a mysterious, visible picture in yourself, and it is called remembrance or vision. Some people will, like a navigator in the ship, sit down now and watch their inner pictures and start to locate and connect those pictures, and by applying certain secret formulas, Qur'an, yeah, they will eventually discover roads or ways inside themselves, yeah, and start following those ways or roads, yeah, where we are then at the model of Khizr alayhi salam, because he follow mysterious inner roads performing strange things, yeah. But why then Allah sent him to learn secrets about spirituality, yeah, that there must be something, yeah. But Khizr, he didn't mind anybody, he just do what he want, yeah. But he is the one who get it direct from God. There's something pointing to the situation, yeah? And you will then eventually discover roads or ways inside yourself and start following those ways or roads. While traveling on these inner roads, they will then face storms and good weather and pass places never seen before until they reach then their port of destination. You are master. Learn to navigate your life. Thank you very much. So that, of course, love is the key. Yeah, that is a crucial thing also. Love is the key. Yeah, Isa alayhi salam, he said that the strongest weapon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created is the love. Yeah, so if love then is a weapon, and we know from martial arts, yeah, that weaponry and war arts, yeah, is to use and learn how to use weapons, and you have to also to learn the weapon which is then called love in order to use it then. Yeah, so love is the key. You are master. Learn to navigate your life. Yeah, and start with the recitation. Yeah, get knowledge about it. Practice it. Yeah? So, Bismillah.
فلا أقسم بمواقع النجوم وإنه لقسم لو تعلمون عزيز إنه لقرآن كريم في كتاب مكنون لا يمسه إلا المطهرون